Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you a bunch of really awesome gadgets that I'd like to incorporate into a superhero suit, and I need your help choosing which ones you think would be best, and also maybe some ideas of your own that you think would be helpful in fighting crime or taking on the zombie apocalypse, whatever it may be. First, we have what's called BrainLink. Now, this is a brainwave sensor that connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth and allows you to play games, practice meditation. The games are actually pretty fun. I'll show you guys those in a second. But the way it works, you basically put it on like a headband, and these are little probes that measure your alpha and beta waves. Alpha waves are emitted whenever you're really relaxed, you're sort of unhinging from all the stressful things, and beta waves are whenever you're stressed or when you're focusing really hard. The key is to sort of unhinge from all the distractions and just kind of like float. It's just like you're not thinking about anything. Give your brain a rest, and this has actually helped me a ton. I was never into meditation or anything like that until recently, and this actually sort of proved it to me, which is amazing. You can actually feel a difference in your mind when you're focusing and when you're relaxing. It's just absurd. I don't know how to explain it. You'd have to try it for yourself. But I'll show you guys how these games work. They're actually pretty fun. So first, you want to fire it up. Just press this button here, and it should prompt you immediately to connect to the iPad. There we go. And so you can see up in this corner, it's showing that it's not connected. So you first take this, and these probes go right over your third eye, which is where you emit your psychic energy. So here's our next game. It's called Mind Combat. You're actually a space thumb person or something, because I have no idea what kind of character that is. He's actually kind of ridiculously looking. But it's a pretty fun game. So you use your mind to charge your weapons and create a force field around the earth. Now, if I purposefully stop focusing, then, let's just sort of think about something something that stresses me out. It's going to go down. Now, if I want to focus again, isn't that cool? It actually works. When you're focusing, you're going to be charging up your weapons. So let's take some time and focus real quick. Alright, so notice, we want to use probably the mine there, the missile here. Now I'm going to switch back and use my laser and kill those guys. Boom, perfect. So our next game is called Mine Tower Defense. This is my personal favorite. You have different characters, each has a different power, and you want to use your mind to charge up the meter to give you points to buy new towers. So when it first starts, you want to immediately start charging. Alright, so you can see I have a tower there. I want to put one right here, personally, because it's going to allow me, if they come around the other side, I can still hit them. I did turn off the sound on this game because it was just annoying me. Even that sound is annoying. What are you going to do? Now the other powers include this one, which is to sort of become like a power-up for all of its surrounding areas. This is the freeze tower. This is the bomb tower, so I'll show you guys that. Then there's this electric tower, which kind of sucks. Alright, so now that I've charged it up, I don't know why that was so easy. So now you can go here and you can upgrade him. Boom. So he is the highest level. So you have to kind of alternate. I think it's easier for me to focus. That's why the orange power-up is a lot easier, but the blue ones are a little more challenging because you have to sort of zone out. All right, let's put one right here. Spamming the whole landing. Alright, let's keep charging that up. Focusing on your breathing really helps. It's just like your breath is constant. I really am a guru. You sort of get to this point where you're like, you feel the on switch. You really don't know what's going on in your head, but this thing's giving you a little bit of insight, and you can use that to sort of lean different ways depending on what you want the result to be. So when you feel that point when it raises, you know you're doing something right. So these are the rules. So try to clear your mind, close your eyes, and imagine a beautiful scenery. Keep telling yourself you can do it. Try to keep your focus on an object, sit comfortably, and keep steady. I'm doing like almost none of those things, so I must be really naturally good at this. So you can see I'm focusing. I'm trying to charge up this bomb tower so I can upgrade it. I've got 2. I think I need 6 total to get it to that full bomb. So right, the one with the star on it, and the other 2 with the people on them already are completely charged up. Now I'm going to shut up and actually focus. Alright, that should be good enough. Boom! Alright, so I think at this point, literally, it's boom! I don't think I've ever seen that before. So you're probably wondering why I decided to include this in the helmet. I think that it'd be really important to be able to focus and to clear your mind from stressful situations, especially in like a zombie apocalypse where there's something around the corner that could kill you at any moment. Something that would allow you to unhinge from all that stress and to think of a game plan. Give your brain that rest, and you might think of something really, really clever that when you're so stressed out, you wouldn't be able to come up with. Also, I don't think that the technology is there yet, but it's definitely showing a promise that maybe we'd be able to control our electronics using this sort of technology. So I was thinking, since I've been working with lasers, maybe the enemy has you pinned down and you just have no way of escaping. You could use this to activate a laser beam on the helmet that would distract them or something like that. Maybe like a flamethrower built in. There's a lot of possibilities when you don't have to use your hands or a trigger or anything. It's just, you just think it and it happens. I'm very excited about where technology is headed with this sort of applications. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think that this is useful? What would be the ideal situation to have like a mind controlled device? I think it's really interesting and I want to hear your thoughts. So here is a really awesome voice changer kit. It comes with all the electronic pieces except for the speaker and a battery. You'll also need some wires if you want to extend the leads like I have. If you want to just have this built into the board itself, that also would work except for the speaker. I actually salvaged mine from an old set of headphones that I was going to throw out, and it's actually nice because this is the perfect size to fit right on sort of the larynx right next to the vocal cords. Now this would be useful, in my opinion, in a zombie apocalypse because if I'm wearing a gas mask where the air isn't breathable, this would allow me to slip the microphone underneath, and then I could still communicate with the allies, and also I can change the different sounds to intimidate the enemy. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up so we can see what it can do. So you can see it starts with this robot voice. Press this button and it goes into like a alien vibrating voice. Press the pitch and now you have your intimidating voice for the enemy. Press it a couple other times and it will raise and lower. And now you want to turn off the vibration, so you press that again. Now you can see we have our regular voice.
Now, this reminds me a lot of the power armor from Fallout, where you're able to talk with the allies, even though you're wearing a huge armor mask. And then if you want to be silly, you can go all the way down to these kind of like Mexican voices, and then back to robot. So there you go.
So here we have a really awesome display. This thing is called the ChemiOn glasses, and I thought that it'd be really cool to hack these and add it to the mask itself. One of the most mind-blowing features about these glasses is the ability to control them through an app using an Android or iPhone device. So here I can connect this to the specific app, and let's just double check. Connected. Boom, there we go. So we can go into the equalizer, and this is controlled through the microphone of the phone. So you can see as I'm speaking, it's playing. So if you're at like a concert, this would be really badass because you'd be playing the music through the glasses. It's pretty neat. And then you can go into the Explorer. So this will load different presets that people have uploaded, and now I'm loading the most recent ones. You can also go to most downloaded and most liked. So here you can see these glasses. This is kind of like, you know, I don't know, something futuristic. This like wavy thing looks kind of neat. So that's pretty cool. And it's pretty wild that it immediately sends this information. So let's go to most liked and see if we can find some cool ones. So this is pretty cool. Here's a Pokeball that goes across the screen with a Pikachu. I love boobies. Some hearts. I love boobies forever. That's my favorite one. So another cool thing is the ability to create your own presets. So you would just draw on the screen, and then you'd go over to the next slide and you'd make it a little bit lighter. And then this last one would be like that. Okay, and then you press enter, and you can see it kind of progresses through. So you can make a little bit of an animation if you have the patience, because there's so many little pixels here, you can make whatever you want. So you can also add text, and this is pretty simple. You can just add, you know, your name, or probably like a URL if you want, like youtube.com/GreekGadgetGuru. Again, this is something just to kind of add to more of like the Comic-Con vibe. It's more of the aesthetics, obviously, but I still think that it's really cool. And I think that we could also think of some other uses for this. Another overlooked feature is just to add emotions to my character. So I'm wearing a mask, I really can't show facial features, but with the display, if I really love my subscribers, there you go. If there's some asshole who's a hater, a troll, boom. And then you could just kind of go through if you want something to impress someone. There's waves here, this guy walking across. These eyes are pretty kind of creepy. And then this looks kind of neat, like a design that's kind of going around the edge of the glasses. And this is pretty neat as well. So this adds a lot of character to the glasses and the mask itself. So I think that it's important to start with a solid foundation. I really would like to make this mask modular, something I can take away or add depending on the mission at hand. We have an Airsoft mask on the left and a gas mask on the right. The gas mask is perfect for this post-apocalyptic wasteland or zombie apocalypse, or maybe an enemy tries to smoke you out with smoke grenades or poison gas, I don't know. You can be creative. Obviously, this is just for fun, but I sort of want to build out a character and maybe even start filming sort of narratives. You guys are always saying, what if someone came to this guy's house and tried to break in? They'd be so toast because he has so many weapons to fight them off. I think it'd be really fun to actually play on that. Maybe create some enemies in a sort of universe that my character would exist in. I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with that. And it would allow me to work on bigger projects in the meantime, because it may only take me a day or two to film as opposed to having something that's really elaborate, like a completely new 3D print that integrates with all these things. It gets pretty complicated. Now, you notice here that this is really simple. You just basically unscrew this and you can attach this to anything really. So what you can do in this modeling software is create threads. So I'll test it out and see if I can make a thread that would fit this, and then maybe add an O-ring to make a nice seal. The other cool thing about this is you can see in here there's this little bite piece. Now what this allows you to do is drink fluids and hydrate yourself while you're wearing the mask, and you use this little access point here. Now I chose this airsoft mask because it's very minimalist. It does have this sort of side opening here cut out where I could attach this if need be. In addition to all of these gadgets, I would also like to add cameras that would allow me to have a sort of personal surveillance system, literally eyes on the back of my head, and that video footage would then play to a heads-up display in the glasses so that I could always see my surroundings at all times. Also some sort of infrared night vision, maybe a rangefinder, and some sort of telescopic vision so that I could almost have built-in binoculars. And of course, armor. Now, putting together a project like this is going to require a ton of brain power, which is why I'm teaming up with Tech Garden. This is a group of engineers and scientists who actually are the founders of their company called Building Momentum, which is a consulting company. Now these guys are veterans, and they're drawing on their military backgrounds and time spent prototyping technologies during seriously dangerous situations in Iraq and Afghanistan. So Tech Garden founders Brad and Dr. Albert honed these skill techniques designed to quickly and effectively solve urgent problems. Think of it like Rambo and MacGyver. For those of you who are a little bit younger and don't know MacGyver, he's like this secret agent that was able to fix anything, and he would come up with the craziest ideas using a paper clip to pick a lock or a gum wrapper to create a makeshift fuse to start the power. So they applied those methods to allow anyone, even those with no science or engineering familiarity, to experience how awesome it is to be able to build technology projects. So I think that it's really awesome that they've reached out and offered their skill set to help put this thing together and to come up with some new designs that I probably wouldn't have come up with on my own. If you go to twitch.tv/techgarden, they'll actually be live every Wednesday starting at 10:30 a.m. and Friday starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely tune in and check out what they're doing. It's super interesting. They'll be able to answer any questions you have involving science and engineering. You'll have a lot of fun, and you'll definitely learn something new.